Hi everyone. Today, Stuart and I are going to explore the story of Easter and why Easter is such an important celebration for so many Christians around the world.
Yeah, I mean, Easter's really all about Jesus. Jesus was such an amazing person. And here are some of the incredible things that he did that we read about in the Bible.
Once, at a wedding, Jesus took water and turned it into wine. There you are, Stuart.
Oh. Cheers. Oh, Mark,
Yeah?
that's not wine.
Of course it's not wine, Stuart.
Oh.
I can't turn water into wine, that's impossible. But Jesus did it. Another time, Jesus met a man by a pool of water. This man hadn't been able to walk for 38 years. With just a word, Jesus made him well. He told him to get up, pick up his mat, and walk.
One day, more than 5,000 people had followed Jesus out to a hillside to listen to him. Eventually, they got hungry, and Jesus fed them all with just 5 loaves and 2 fishes.
What? That's impossible. That'd barely feed the 2 of us, especially as you don't eat fish.
True, but Mark, Jesus did it. He fed all of those people with just these things, and everyone went away fully satisfied.
Jesus had a special group of friends, his disciples. Many of them were fishermen. One day, they were crossing a lake in a boat, and Jesus came to them, walking on the water. He even got one of them to step out of the boat and walk to him. Oh, it seems that's not possible for us either, but Jesus did it.
Now, the Bible says that all these things were signs that Jesus was who he said he was. And Mark, who did Jesus say that he was?
Well, Stuart, he said that he was a person, but also he was God. And that is what Christians believe about him now. But people started to believe these things even when Jesus was here on earth over 2,000 years ago.
In fact, when Jesus came to Jerusalem, their capital city, crowds gathered around him. They cheered, they shouted, they waved branches, they threw their cloaks on the ground for him to walk over. They treated him like a king. But some people were angry at the things Jesus was saying, and they were angry that people were believing him and were following him.
Jesus' enemies made a plan to get rid of him. They even paid one of Jesus' friends, Judas, to let them know where Jesus would be. We'll come back to that later.
Coming back to Jesus, people thought he was their master, a king, even God. But he did some things that surprised them. In a quieter moment with some of his friends, his disciples, Jesus bent down and wash their feet. This was the job of a servant, not a king.
Later that evening, while they were having a special meal, Jesus took some bread and broke it. He said that his body would be broken just like that bread. Then he took some wine and poured it. He said that his blood would be poured out just like the wine.
Jesus was telling them that he was going to die, but they didn't really understand what he was saying to them.
After that meal, some of Jesus' friends had gone out to a garden with him to pray. And it was then that Judas arrived. You remember him? Well, Judas arrived bringing with him guards who had come to arrest Jesus. Jesus' disciples panicked. They scattered and ran. Jesus was arrested and taken away.
Jesus was dragged away to be questioned, but the man in charge, whose name was Pilate, knew he had done nothing wrong. But Jesus' enemies were important people, and Pilate wanted to keep them happy. So Pilate gave the order that Jesus should be taken away and put to death.
Jesus was nailed to a large wooden cross. In the middle of the day, the sky went dark. The ground around shook. Jesus had died. Later, he was taken down, his body wrapped in cloths and placed in a tomb like a cave. Then a large stone was rolled in front of the entrance so that no one could get in and nothing could get out. And that, so they thought, was that. Except it wasn't.
Because 2 days later, when some women went to the tomb, they found, to their surprise, no Roman guards, no stone sealing the entrance to the tomb, no body of Jesus, just the folded grave cloths that he'd been wrapped in. And while her friends ran back to tell the others, Mary waited quietly in the garden, crying.
But someone spoke to her. When she turned round, she saw him standing there. He asked her, "Why are you crying? Who is it you're looking for?"
Thinking he was the gardener, she said to him, "Sir, tell me where you have put him."
Then he said to her, "Mary." And she knew exactly who it was.
It was Jesus. Jesus, he was alive again. So of all the amazing and surprising things that the Bible says Jesus did, his resurrection, his coming back to life after he died, is the most amazing and surprising.
Now, today we've heard lots of things that Christians believe about Jesus and Easter. That he did some incredible stuff. That he was a person, but also God. That he died and was brought back to life again. The Bible says that he did this so that he could offer new life to all people. That he could bring never-ending hope and make a way for people to truly know God. That is why Easter is such a joyful and wonderful celebration to Christians all around the world. Hot cross bun, Stuart?
Oh, okay, thank you.